Hi everyone, thank you very much for joining me. I'm Katie and I'm happy to see you back on my channel, or if you're new, welcome. I'm pretty new myself, so yeah, let's get started. Today's video is going to be starting by talking off about this Primark Stitch backpack. This is one that I actually came across someone wearing where I work, and I got really excited and said, "Oh, I love your backpack, is it Loungefly?" And they looked at me really quizzically like, what is a Loungefly? If you're like me and remember those days when you actually have money in your account, then yeah, you are in company. I can't guarantee it's good company, but I'm there with you. So that got me to thinking. I went and found this backpack and I bought it because I thought it was really cute and adorable, and then I realised you could actually get like 4 or 5 of these for the price of one Loungefly, which led me to the question, are Loungeflies 4 or 5 times better than this particular bag and what's available at Primark at a much reduced rate? So let's start off by reviewing the bag. This is, as I say, from Primark, and it was £16 full price. They had lots of them available when I went in. The day before they had none, and I was going to have to ask my sister to find one at her local store because they were available. But I was thinking of looking at a number of different considerations, so thinking about maybe the durability and the quality and the stitching and the hardware and the inside and the overall design and other such things. So I would say, firstly, this backpack is a good size. It is bigger than a typical Loungefly, as you can see. So this is the normal mini backpack. There are some Loungeflies that are a bit bigger, so it's probably comparable with those. So like the Princess Portraits one from a couple of years ago. Some of the newer ones, again, are that slightly bigger size, and I would say it's comparable with that. One thing I really do notice is that this bag, when I pick it up, even empty, is considerably lighter than an empty Loungefly as well. So I think that shows that Loungefly are known for their vegan leather and it's really good quality. This does not have the same such soft feel as a Loungefly bag. It does have quilting. I should show you it closer up, shouldn't I? So this is it. You can see why it's adorable and why I was interested. And it's got these Disney hardware on there. And you've got the little Disney bag, and then on the back it's fairly similar to a Loungefly in terms of having like the grab handle, which actually this one is wider than a typical Loungefly grab handle, so that's a point in its favour. That's pretty good. The handles, they're not quilted, they're not padded in the same way. They are adjustable, as you can see, and then on the inside of the bag, apart from the receipt, you actually have a big back pocket that goes all the way along. Let's see how deep that is. Okay, so I can put a lot of my hand in there, fairly deep. I think maybe a little bit shallower actually than the Loungefly ones, and lots of room inside for lots of things. So there's no doubt that you could fit a lot in this backpack in terms of the actual space that's available. I guess my question with it is whether I would trust to completely fill the bag, and I've got to say the answer is probably no, because as pretty as it is, and it is so adorable, it's got the little hibiscus flowers as well as Stitch in his 2 poses. I love his little cheeky pose. He just looks like he's been so naughty and like he's just waiting to be caught out for something, and then his little, like, just his typical adorable Stitch pose, which is just so cute. But yeah, I don't feel like necessarily I would trust this bag to completely fill it and then carry it around with me all day and know that it was going to be okay. Having said that, as a cheaper bag in this current cost of living crisis that we're in, it is really cute, and it's a great bag to take like to the beach, for example, because you wouldn't be so worried about it getting scuffed in the sand or anything like that. It holds a decent amount. I'm not saying you could fit like 2 giant sized towels in there. I guess if you're really good at rolling them, maybe you could, but probably more likely, you know, you can fit your hand sanitizer and that kind of thing, any kind of technology you want to take, a couple of books, maybe a small towel for your hair, something like that, change of clothes possibly. Yeah, you could probably fit all that in there. It doesn't have any side pockets, so it's got this weird compartment on the bottom. Let me show you. So actually, of all the hardware, there's 2 of the D's on the hardware at the bottom and then the one on the main. So actually the backpack only opens at the top one way, whereas Loungefly is open from both directions. So I guess in terms of security, actually that's kind of good, because it's just the one zip someone's got to open, or you've got to, well, does that make it better or worse? I don't know. But this bit is a bit strange. It's a bit pointless, to be honest, because it doesn't go anywhere. So it is the depth of this bit, which is like nothing. So you could, I suppose, put your phone in there. That might be what it's made for. It's not very deep though. Look, it's actually shallower than that. That's where it comes down to, kind of there, I would say. So it's not very deep, it's not very practical in that sense. It's just there. I actually thought when I first got it that if I like unzipped this, it would almost flap down like a mouth or something, but it doesn't. It is part of the bag structure, which makes it a bit strange. I would say as well, I very carefully picked this particular version of this bag from the ones available on the shelf, and the reason for that was a couple of things. One, this is an all over print. So I actually had two versions, but I returned the other one, so I can't show you them as a comparison. But the placement of the stitches were actually in quite different positions, and it changed the feel of the bag. So the other one that I had, the little cute sitting stitch was here, and the standing up stitches were here, and it was quite different in terms of how many full-bodied stitches you got on each bag depending on the placement. The other aspect was this quilting. Now I really like this. I like the texture, I like that it adds depth, and I think it just looks really nice. However, not all of them were perfectly positioned, and actually you can see that the top middle of my bag is not centered. And if you are someone who, you know, really wants that perfect finish, this does not have it. So I picked this one because I liked the placement, I liked the feel, as it were, kind of emotional feel of where the stitches were. The bottom bit as well. So the other bag I had these stitches along the bottom, which was my preference. However, they were actually wonky on the particular other bag that I picked. And I must have looked through about 12, I would say, and I picked out those two as being the best ones. But yeah, they were slightly wonky. These are a little off center. You know, ideally I'd have my stitches perfectly one either side, but it's not that price point. This bag was £16, as I say. So I think in terms of expectations, what you get is good. You don't get the same level of quality that you do of Loungefly, but that then begs the question of, is a Loungefly worth 4 or 5 times more than this? If they had 4 or 5 different designs of this, which they don't at the moment, but would I rather have 4 or 5 of these than one Loungefly? Let's have a look at the Loungefly as a comparison then. Again, just hold them up so you can see them. So they're quite different in terms of depth. They're quite similar. At the back. Excuse my little pug. And yeah, so they are quite different, but then they're, you know, different purposes, different price points. So this is your Loungefly. This is the Crystal Sidekicks one, which when I last looked was still available, I think, on I Want One of Those. I think that's actually where I got mine from. I love this bag. This is one of my favourite Loungeflies. It's so pretty. I picked this one to compare it with because it's another all over print. And again, the placement on these could be very different. Unfortunately, my Raja's head got cut off, but I bought this before I really started thinking about placement and being as particular about it as I am. So yeah, I was happy with it. I thought it was cute. I liked the pink crystal being in the middle. I love crystals, I love animals, I love Disney, so this was a perfect bag for me. I also really love turquoise, so this kind of colour combination of the turquoise and the contrasting lilac was very appealing, and it's just so pretty. There's lots of colour on it, it's pastel, like what's not to like. So in terms of differences, well, the hardware on these bags, as much as this one is plain and just says the Loungefly, it is much more heavy duty than the D hardware on the Primark bag. The other thing is the bag itself just feels so much more substantial. Now, it is a smaller bag, but the weight, like you can feel this in the stitching when you hold this, it just feels so much more solid. And I know I've walked like 4 miles on a normal day, perhaps coming home from work. Some days in the summer I like to walk home. That's about 4 miles, and I know this bag full on my back is going to last. It's not going to fall off, it's not going to break a handle on me or anything like that. And obviously we will all walk a lot more than that when we're in the parks, so I know this bag stands up to that. I don't trust the Primark bag to do so in the same way, and I would probably put more in my Loungefly, despite the fact that it is smaller, for that very reason. So what else? It's got the side pockets that Loungefly is known for. I've got a little hand sanitizer in this side pocket from the range in Vanilla Almond, if you're interested. It's very synthetic smelling, this one, but it's nice. And also, you know, when you get about halfway down, you can always top it up with a plain one to make it a little bit less strong, which is quite nice. I didn't have anything in this side pocket. I don't tend to take the polystyrene bit out of the pocket. I have done with 1 or 2 bags more recently, but usually I keep it in there and just keep it as its shape and I don't use it. And then we've got the inside. What have I got in here? I've got the bag for the bag. I should probably take that out at some point. I've got another hand sanitizer in here, and I've apparently got a little toy that I found on the beach randomly. I'm someone, I believe in, you know, try and take more rubbish with you than you leave, so I picked this up. Someone had lost it and I decided just to give it a home in my Loungefly. There's the other hand sanitizer I've got. So at the moment there's not much in this bag. Oh, and there's also a little scented bag from Boo Avenue, which I put in there and thought made the bag smell nice. Quite a nice way to do it. I love about this bag in particular that it has the lovely purple wool lining. Not sure what those notes are. Let's take those out. Who knows? But yeah, the purple wool lining I think is really, really pretty. Funnily enough, our very first trip to Walt Disney World was in 2019. I had no idea about the purple wool at that point and only found out about it after we'd left. And I'm sure we probably walked right by it because I think it's near Stitch, and we definitely went and met Stitch and waited quite a long time to do so, and must have just totally ignored the wool. So next time I go back there, I am definitely going to go and have a look at it. But I really love that about this bag. It was just an added fun bit of it that appealed to me, on top of the crystals, on top of the animals, on top of the Disney, etc. This one also has an inner pocket. If I put my hand in, okay, it's probably, I think it comes to about the same point actually on my hand that the other one did. It feels much more substantial again. Again, the fabric just feels that much thicker, that much better quality. So really the crux of the question, is a Loungefly 4 or 5 times better than this bag? Well, in terms of durability, I would say yes, this one wins hands down. You can feel the weight, you can feel, like, I don't know if you saw when I lifted my hands up, this just feels so much more substantial, and the bag doesn't have that much in there at the moment. It's got a handful of bits. The hardware is very much more weighty. The zip pull, actually I didn't show you that, but the zip pull is smooth, whereas this one, if you look at the zip, it's a little bit, it's not quite straight. It does work, but it's just not got that same smooth action that this one does. Obviously the print positioning, yeah, that varies from Loungefly to Loungefly, and if I'd have been in a shop where they had them, yes, I probably would have put some time and thought into which one I wanted, because I like Lucifer and I like Raja, and I probably would have picked those to be front and centre if I'd have had the choice. I did get to pick that with the Stitch. I think ultimately my answer to my own question is going to be that no, I would personally probably rather wait and buy one Loungefly over having 4 or 5 of these bags. Now that's a great space saver because it means I don't have to store 4 or 5 of these for every one of these I buy. But having said that, am I going to keep this bag? Maybe, because it is really cute. I don't have any Stitch backpacks at the moment. I do have quite a few other Stitch items, as you can see, dotted around my house, and I do think Stitch is really cute, and he reminds me of one of my other cats, so I just think he's as cheeky as that particular one. So maybe I will keep it, but I won't use it in the same way I use a Loungefly, and I probably will use it more for beach days. There's a lot of beaches around by us. Not so much hiking, like we've got a lot of moors round by us as well. I'm in the southwest of England, and I think that it's probably too big to take around that kind of setting. But I think overall it's a great bag. It's really cute. It is really lovely to have the quilting on it. I think that is really pretty. I like the fact that it's got the 2 different poses. That's enough to be interesting detail, but also at the same time not too overwhelming to look at and to try and figure out what's going on or see it from a distance. I like the little D for Disney. I like the hibiscus. I like the little dots. It's cute. It's cute. It's fun. And if something does happen to it, you know, if it does get damaged, I'm not going to be as upset as if, say, I popped a stitch or a seam on my Loungefly, or if I scuffed my Loungefly on the floor. I still don't know what this bottom pocket would be for. If you've got any thoughts, let me know, because I'm really struggling. Maybe a phone charger pack and a wire. That's about all I can see it being useful for, because otherwise it really is a bit pointless. What do you put in there? Seriously, look, it's so... like, I just don't know. I don't know what else you'd put in there. Maybe a protein bar, maybe. But yeah, it's a bit awkward to get into and out of. So that's my verdict. This is a good bag, a good Primark bag, nice bag that I'm happy to have. I would rather have one Loungefly than 4 or 5 of them, but I still like the bag, and I'm still probably going to keep it. Just don't tell my other half. So thank you for joining me. I hope you found that interesting. Let me know. Do the thing. Like, comment, subscribe. Like I say, more videos to come. But I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you soon. Bye.